Most of North America's largest cities have at least two professional sports teams, though many have three or four. Of course, some cities are more spoiled than others when it comes to championships. I'm Justin Fraction, and TPS presents 10 cities that are good in multiple sports. At TPS, we post videos every single day, so don't forget to click the subscribe button to subscribe. Then click the notification bell to be notified when we post a new video. All of Ohio can still be laughed at these days, even though their Cavaliers did win the 2016 NBA championship. Then you've got other cities that have multiple championships. They do nothing but win, win, and oh, did we say win? On this list, we'll cover 10 cities that are great at it. And a big shout out to Ryan Yow for suggesting this list. We hope you enjoyed, and if you do, leave your own ideas down below. You never know, we might use one and give you a shout out. Kansas City. The Royals went from irrelevant to great in the blink of an eye. They won the AL pennant in 2014, but finally finished business by capturing the 2015 World Series championship. That ended 2 decades of misery for Royal fans. Kansas City has also gotten a lot from its Chiefs. Thanks to the arrivals of Andy Reid, Alex Smith, and now Patrick Mahomes, the Chiefs are a sure bet for the playoffs each year. They've had a winning season every year since 2013, and that trend is unlikely to end anytime soon. KC only has the 2 teams, but they've given a lot to their fans in recent years. Toronto. It doesn't seem very long ago when the Raptors were an afterthought and the Maple Leafs were the NHL's laughingstock. Oh, and the Blue Jays were only known as a baseball team that doesn't play in America. But here we are today. The Raptors have made the playoffs every year since 2014 and are an annual top 4 team in the Eastern Conference. This team has totally turned it around. The Blue Jays reached the ALCS in 2015 and 16, finally snapping over 2 decades of non-playoff seasons. As for the Maple Leafs, Austin Matthews, playoffs in 2017, playoffs again in 2018, and now they have John Tavares. There should be a lot of winning coming over the next decade for the Leafs. You can bank on it. Washington. All 4 Washington sports teams are doing just fine. The Nationals have won 4 division titles since 2012. Bryce Harper is the co-face of baseball and has turned the Nats into a juggernaut. Too bad they always choke in the playoffs. John Wall and the Wizards are among the few quality teams in the East. The playoffs are a given almost every year. Kirk Cousins led the Redskins to the NFC East title in 2015. Not a lot of playoff success, but Washington is no longer the laughingstock of the division. The Capitals are always in the playoffs and have 3 President's Trophies under Alexander Ovechkin, and they finally ended their drought with a Stanley Cup victory in 2018. You get your point. The capital city is also the capital of sports greatness right now. St. Louis. The Rams are long gone, but they sucked anyway. However, the Cardinals have been the class of the National League during the 21st century. They've only had 1 losing season. They've won 2 World Series championships and won a total of 4 NL pennants. Yep, they're good at baseball. The Blues are no joke either. They've made the playoffs every year since 2012, winning a pair of Central Division titles. They also reached the Western Conference Final in 2016, but fell to the San Jose Sharks. Only 2 pro teams in St. Louis, but they're rarely leaving fans disappointed. Chicago. No team has been as successful as the Chicago Blackhawks in the 2010s. They've won 3 Stanley Cups and have only missed the playoffs once. Jonathan Toews and Patrick Kane have racked up hardware as they turned the Hawks into the class of the NHL. Then the Cubs finally ended their 108-year World Series drought in 2016. On top of that, they also reached the NLCS in 2015 and 17. They're making noises all across baseball. And we know the Chicago Bulls are kind of bad now, but they made the playoffs every year since 2009 and 15, so that's kind of cool. Los Angeles. The Kings won the Stanley Cup in 2012 and 14. Finally, after nearly 50 years of doing almost nothing. The Lakers have been bad recently, but needn't forget they won the NBA championship in 2009 and 10. That's recent enough for us, and now they have some guy named LeBron James. The Dodgers seem to make the NLCS every year. They came within 1 victory of the 2017 World Series. They'll be dominant for a long, long time. And the Rams and Chargers appear to have good young teams with plenty of talent on both sides of the ball. They should both be contending for Super Bowls for the next decade or so. Houston. Weren't the Astros just losing 100 games a year? Now they're the 2017 World Series champions? My oh my, that escalated quickly. And don't go laughing at those Texans. They won the AFC South in 2011, 12, 15, and 16 with Deshaun Watson at quarterback. They may finally be on the road to becoming Super Bowl contenders. And oh, the Rockets. James Harden is so nice, making them one of the West's top teams and all. How nice is it being a Houston sports fan these days, am I right? That wasn't the case 10 years ago, that's for sure. New York. They kind of got 2 or 3 teams in every major professional sport, but at least New York doesn't put them all to waste. The Yankees are improving thanks to the dynamic young duo of Aaron Judge and Gary Sanchez. But hey, the Mets reached the World Series in 2015. Baseball is now fun in the Big Apple. Okay, the Giants and Jets are meh, but the G-Men still won Super Bowls 42 and 46, don't forget that. And the Rangers are always in the playoffs. They did reach the Stanley Cup Finals in 2014, and they reached the Eastern Conference Finals in 2012 and 15 too. Pittsburgh. Justin Fraction, the Pittsburgh native, approves. Forget about the Pirates, all we need are the Penguins and Steelers. It's been a while since Ben Roethlisberger and the Steelers won Super Bowls 40 and 43, but at least the Steelers are kings of the AFC North and in the playoffs all the time. And didn't Sidney Crosby end up getting Malkin lead us to Stanley Cups in 2016 and 17? Yep, it's awesome living in Pittsburgh. You should try it. Boston, they are the kings of North American sports teams. The Patriots have 5 Super Bowls in the 21st century. They also reached the AFC Championship game like every single year. What more can we say? The Red Sox won the World Series in 2004, 7, and 13. In short, they're good. The Bruins won the Stanley Cup in 2011. The Celtics won the NBA Championship in 2008. They're also one of the top 2 teams in the Eastern Conference. Boston is right. We are all just jealous of their success. I mean, when all 4 of your teams are great at the same time, how can you blame us? What other cities are good at multiple sports? Let us know your thoughts. And that's it for this list. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We'll see you guys next time.